The dude abides on the road to 40, my friends. What's going on, guys? I had a little fun with that last 2-minute video. I know it didn't last very long. I had planned on bringing the milk in here, showing you how I do it, giving you my sip test and everything, and it didn't work out that way. And you get to hear Griffin yell penis in the camera, which he pretty much just yells all the time anyway. They like to, if we're in a car and the windows are down, they'll wait till we get up to somebody and they'll be like, penis, 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 penis. I don't know if you saw the video that's floating around the interwebs. It's these two guys on an airplane. I don't know if it's a setup or not, but they sit there and one of them says penis. Then the other one says penis a little louder. It's called the penis game. And the last person to scream the loudest is the winner, apparently. Well, they did it on a plane, and I thought it was pretty funny because they recorded it. But that's my children every day. I love my boys. They're awesome. But you always have to warn them, please just watch your mouth here. It's silly to think that children won't grow up to swear. I swear like a fucking trucker, and I love it. I'm sorry. I do. I enjoy swearing. It's almost magical in a way. And I mean this very seriously. When you think about magic and how, a lot of people believe magic works. Who believe in this stuff is, you channel it through yourself and you release it. And so I feel like swearing is like the same kind of technique. I'm a popular man these days. I'm sorry, you'll have to hold on a moment. I'm just kidding. I'm not very popular at all. Nobody likes me. Anywho, the dude abides. I love everything about that movie. Let's face it. We've talked about the Big Lebowski before, but we're going to talk about it again. Making the White Russian kind of gave me the idea to talk about it tonight a little bit. The line is, and I can't remember it. I love Big Lebowski. I know a shit ton of quotes from it, but I always screw up the wording on a few of them. And the one is the one where he talks about sometimes there's a place, sometimes there's a man that's right for a certain place and time. And in the Big Lebowski, no. Jeff Lebowski, the dude, was that for his time. I like to live vicariously through that character. When I watch that movie, the way it's filmed, the music, oh my god, the music they chose, the Tumblin' Tumbleweeds, the opening song that follows the tumbleweeds up to the bowling alley and into inside as the stranger is narrating the introduction, but right before you meet everybody. And from that moment, I looked in that bowling alley, the way he was dressed, just everything about him, I don't know, I what's the damn word? I orientated to, I locked onto, I was like, wow. There's something about this character immediately, he's just perfect from head to toe, in my eyes, as a person, I think. I don't know. I think he's a great, I don't want to say he's a role model, but he's got a pretty good standard that he lives by. Yeah, he may not have a great work ethic, and he might not be the sharpest dude in the deck or the sharpest joker in the deck, but nonetheless, there's something about that moment when you first meet him and how he looks. And you never see him actually bowl in the whole movie. There's only one scene where he's holding it, and he's I think he's cracking his neck or something, or stretching out. But you never see him actually bowl. You see him in the knockout scene, too, when he's got a bowling ball. But besides that, that's it. And he's actually holding the ball the whole time, so he never actually rolls it. Why do I mention all this? Why do I talk about the Big Lebowski so much? Well, I mean, it's just such a rich, character-driven, story-driven, just a beautiful, beautiful piece of art. I don't know. I just love the way it looks on the screen. That too. I'd actually prefer to see it, I'd like to see an older, a VHS copy or something. That would be kind of fun. If I ever see one, I'm going to pick it up. Recently, Jeff Bridges was interviewed, and he said, with Fargo back on TV, bringing another Coen Brothers movie to a reincantation, a reboot, a new life, he said he'd be open to whatever they were open to. And I know probably at least 50% of Big Lebowski fans would be like, no, that's it. You don't touch it. You don't go back. You don't do a sequel. You leave it alone. Knock it off. Stop it. I disagree completely. Like, I think you could still do justice to the characters in that movie. Like, I'd like to see where they are now in life. I really would. And I hope before they get too old or I get too old, they do a sequel. I'm sorry. If you disagree, I apologize. I totally understand where you're coming from, but I'm willing to risk it. That's why every time a new Star Wars movie came out, the three last that were just horrible, like, I never gave up. I'm like, you know what? This is something that, like, if I can see another decent period of this, I'm all for it. Like, I just love Star Wars and The Big Lebowski like that. That's two of the things that I will never say, that's it. It's okay to be done with it. Nah. I wanted to go to the grave wondering, what the hell's happening to The Big Lebowski now? What happened to Luke Skywalker the last 30 years? Interesting stuff. They've got a spy or something on the set. There's a lot of stuff leaking. I won't talk about it because I don't want to spoil it for anybody. But I don't mind seeing images, unless it's like super like story killer. Like, other than that, like, you want to show me a picture of spoiler alert for episode 7, the new Stormtrooper helmet, I'm fine with that. Spoiler over. But yeah, I'd love to see a Big Lebowski. I mean, I cannot wait for Dumb and Dumber 2, or 2, spelt wrong, T-O. It could have been T-O-O, as in as well, or T-W-O, as in the numeric. But I had a good story for that in my mind, and actually, I think I told you guys about my idea before they released the teaser trailer, and it would have been much further ahead in life. Like, this is 25 years, 20 years, something like that, 30 years. And, Harry comes to see Lloyd at the mental hospital, and he finally just says, it was a joke the whole time, I'm fine. Like, I thought it would be on his deathbed, though, and they would both jump out of bed. But it makes sense to do it as they're younger, at their age now, rather than... Because eventually, if they do decide to do a third one, it might be another 20 years down the line or whatever, so... But, nonetheless, things like that, I don't care. If they're bad, I just ignore them. Like, yeah, episode 4, 5, and 6 were awesome. Fantastic. Sure, 6 had its problems. I liked 6, though. Like, I can still watch 1, 2, and 3. Even now, I can watch them. And, like them for something. Like, to know that it's still Star Wars. There's enough Star Wars there for me. You know what I mean? And so, I guess that's a weird little attachment I'll always have to that. Yeah, what are you gonna do? You know, that's what I say. Careful, man. There's a beverage here. Anywho, I ain't got much else tonight. We got the Oreo review that'll be coming up later. I certainly don't want to step on toes either, because I think I've said this before, but Greg Miller does an Oreo oration show, which is awesome. It's fantastic, phenomenal. However, it inspired me to start doing the, what's on the menu tonight. So, it just happens to be Oreos again. This is the second time I think we've done Oreos, but we've done a few Twinkies, we've done a bunch of chips. I'm such a healthy example of a 39-year-old. It's just ridiculous. I mean, seriously. It's just, look at me. Whatever. Shut up. Leave me alone. There was something else I wanted to mention tonight. I think I'm going to play an Elven Rogue. Or a Human Rogue. 5th edition humans have their benefits now. We're going to get a little geeky. If you don't want geek, then I bid you adieu. In 5th edition, the humans get a +1 to all their stats. Or they get a +1 to 2 of their stats in a proficiency in a skill and a feat. And I think I want to do that with a human. I don't normally play humans. I couldn't tell you the last time I played a human. But I'd like to play a human rogue, arcane trickster with a Outlander background. I have this whole story in mind. So our friend Alex is going to be running it, and so I'm really excited about it. I haven't played Dungeons and Dragons. I'm not talking about other role-playing systems, but I haven't played in a fantasy or a Dungeons and Dragons game in probably over 12 years, I'd say. I'm so excited to play this game again, and a new edition with new rules and stuff. It's fun. It's just something I enjoy, alright? I'm a big kid. Whatever. I think we're going to be playing a show. That's right. In Brookneal. I'm not 100% sure about this, but I talked to a guy through Craigslist who might be interested in purchasing one of my guitars. He owns a club now. I guess it used to be like a family recreation center. They have, it's weird. They got like 10, 12 pool tables. They've got an arcade. They've got a dance floor. It looks like it could be used as a roller skating rink too. And then it gets a little weird. They've got a mechanical bull. All right. He just added a bar. And there's 4 rooms in the back with tanning beds in them. Talk about it. Makes sense though. If you own a club, that club does very little to no business, from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. probably. You know what I mean? So it's nice that he's got that backup plan. It's just weird though. I can't wait to see this place because the front I hope there's 2 entrances because that would make a little more sense. Like if you just went to go get a tan, you know what I mean? I wonder how late you can tan. Can you tan while there's people playing music? That's something to ask this guy. Jody something, I can't remember. It's the Good Time. It's in Brookneal, Virginia. It's called Good Time something. I can't remember the rest of it. But check it out. It looks interesting. But I'll be excited to play. We practice today. We practice every Sunday from 10 to 12. And I think all of us are starting to look at each other going, maybe we should be practicing like a little more. Like today, not because it's bad, because it's real, in my humble opinion, really fucking good. Like, Matt has been writing music probably 10 years longer than I've been writing music. He's rock and roll personified. I really like Matt a lot. They're all the guys in the band are great. But we just met on a musical level today where we were all just like, I mean, even my lead sounded, for me, unbelievable. For a good guitarist, not bad. But it was just one of those times where things just worked, So that's how practice went today. So I'm hoping, and this guy pays pretty decent for a band, so I think it's like between $300 and $500 or something like that. We've got 5 members now, so if we got 500, that's $100 a show. If we could be doing that 2 or 3 times a month, I'd be so excited. If we could be doing that 5 and 6 times a month, and get paid that well, I would probably quit my day job and I would write more, draw more, do a lot more artistically with the kids and stuff like that. So yeah. Whatever. I've been trying to do some videos with this. It records in 4K, but I'm going to have to buy... I've seen them, actually. They do make them. The little camera there, the stand. It's a tripod built for this. So, I can actually just sit it there and record with this via 4K rather than use the camera. Oh, I have friends that are in the White Mountains in New Hampshire right now. Oh, I'm so, jealous. Next year, I don't give a shit if I don't pay bills or if I don't pay whatever I don't get to pay. When we get taxes, I want to take the kids and either go to Disney World or the White Mountains. I'd like to go to the White Mountains. I'd like to set a goal to lose 40 pounds by next summer. That'd be easy enough to do. I could do that if I really wanted to. I have to decide, though. I have to do a lot more hiking here. But I'd love to take them there, and I'd love to take you guys there, too, via the camera. So we'll see where we're at. Like I said, when we reach 100 subscribers, I will then probably start a Kickstarter fund. But we're about 62 short right now, which is fine. I'm happy where we are. Don't get me wrong, I love it. Even though the view counts aren't huge, I don't care. Like, I'm having fun. Either way, I'd like to take this trip. But I might do some kind of a Kickstarter fund. I want to do the road to California. But that's a huge undertaking, and I've got to have a good reason to go out there. Like, I got to be prepared. Like, I got to be able to get on the phone with, like, IGN or Blizzard or something and be like, listen, I'm really interested in this job. I'd love the opportunity to sit down with you. I'm in Virginia right now. I will pay to fly out there and be there in 2 days or 3 days. If you could just give me a moment to talk with you over a job. So I think I'd like to do something like that, but I want to do the drive. That would have to be after the interview, so we'll see how that goes. For the job, I haven't even really, I've applied at both of them quite a few times, but it's just a matter of time before something, it's just like, I think if you're following the right path in life, the paths just unwind before you. Like, you might have to get right up to it before you realize, oh, there it is. But I think life for good people provides a way. I really do. And that's why, like, when I have no money or I can't pay a bill, I don't care. Like, what is that? I mean, I'll catch up one time or another. We did really good this year financially. We haven't borrowed any money. Well, we have, but we've paid it all back. And so I feel like we're on the road to change. Like, I feel like we can just sell a good percentage of what we have and just go. Like, I think we just got to really take that leap of faith and step off the cliff and hope that invisible bridge is there so I can go get the Holy Grail. Or get turned into a skeleton man. Love those movies. We'll talk about those another night. I'm going to let you guys go. I've kept you long enough, and I apologize. Thanks for staying with me for these few miles here. I had fun tonight. And I'm going to be back for just one more short one. We'll review the cookie dough Oreos with real chocolate chips, as opposed to the fake chocolate chips. Well, actually, they do have the fake real ones. And I've got a little milk set up. We're just going to have some milk and cookies, and maybe I'll tell you a little story about something. I don't know. Anywho, if you're loving them, please subscribe. If you know anybody who might like them, pass them along. Thank you, Sean, for sharing again. You're the best. That's right, people. He's the best. I'm not just kidding. I don't know. Maybe you are the best. The best what, though? I guess we're all the best at something. Maybe we're the best at nothing. I don't know. I'm getting nervous. Okay. Have a great night. Don't forget to make somebody smile tomorrow. Make yourself a better person tomorrow than you were tomorrow. And let's make the world spin a little bit happier together. I'm Jason Oliveira, and we're about to eat some cookies. You guys have a great night, and I'll see you next time a little further on down the road. Take care.